Something. Okay, so let me quickly share my screen. Okay, so think win-win. So what is the well in the first place? So as Miss Walker was telling you earlier, the well is a 501c3 organization which guides high school students like me on a path to success. And the purpose of this series is to teach you guys how to thrive as a teen under stressful circumstances. And as personal experiences myself as a rising senior, I've gone through a lot of experiences in high school where I was, I was sad, I was under stress, I had many other negative experiences. So, with my experience on this behavior, I hope that you guys can learn something so you can use it and equip yourself in this kind of environment. So, who am I? So, I'm a rising senior at Panther Creek High School, and I am the CEO and founder of FiBuy.org, and we are for young by young. So, what we are is we are a free nonprofit organization where we provide free tutoring services to middle and high school students in STEM, standardized testing, science, math, English, etc. So, we are actually working with the well going on forward on providing these free services to you guys as we keep on expanding. And I am interested in pursuing a degree in finance and economics. So, what do you guys think this behavior is about? If you guys can quickly go take a minute to type in the chat what you think this behavior is, because win win, what do you think you're trying to accomplish here? So, you can take a quick minute to add your ideas on it, and we can get started. So, this is the definition of think win win. So, it's to when you learn how to cherish other peers' accomplishments rather than feeling threatened. So, just do not care about what other people think about you, but also you will be better off when you see other people successful when you help them. So, what do I mean by this? So, when I am trying to help another person, helping that other person become successful will also help me become successful. So having these two qualities will help you overall. So what are the qualities of these behaviors? So the first quality is to become a problem solver. When you're working with another peer who has an issue, you're going to have to be a problem solver to come up with ideas on how to solve this issue, like on what you could do to make their life better, on how to solve this issue and make them happy. This is going to make you a better problem solver, and which can help you better in the future. And the second quality is you're also going to be thinking about what other people, not just you. It's going to make you less selfish, and as you mature older, as you go older, this is going to be a really important quality in you, which is you're going to need. And the third one is think of ways on how to help everyone else become happy. It's important to be in a happy environment with other peers. So this is another quality which you will need to see in order to become a better leader. And when conflicts arise, you need to look for other alternative options. It's kind of similar to the first point, but as I was saying, in the future, you need to be prepared, and with those experiences, it's going to help you be better prepared. And win win, as you help other people, you also help win too. So everyone wins. So to make it a little bit easier to understand, this is what I kind of use. So what you want is in this circle, and what the other person want is in this circle. So in this Venn diagram, whatever is in the middle is this win-win column. So if you help the other person and help yourself, everyone wins. So this is another graph I use. So it's if you focus on another person's objectives, and see, as you see, if you don't help them as much, you're in that lose column. And if you focus on yourself not too much, you're also in the lose column. So if you don't do anything, you're in this double loss column. But if you help other person but not help yourself, you're in a lose win column. And same with this. If you help yourself but not help anyone, you're still in that win lose column. So it is important to see and help yourself and others to help finish yourself in this last column. So, as it says here, focus on your objectives and others' objectives to accomplish the win win strategy. So, this is how I applied the win win strategy. So, when I was a freshman, I had horrible grades. And I did whatever clubs and classes my friends took because I thought it was cool because they were taking other classes and they're taking other, more advanced classes than me. So I thought, it was fine. I can just take whatever classes they're taking. Nothing's going to happen. And when my friends got a better grade than me and they would show me what they got in their test, I would get so mad, like this person on this picture right here. So I would get like so mad. And after applying this think win win strategy, I first started off with this free tutoring initiative. So people thought I was crazy for starting it at first, because who actually spends their own time on tutoring people for free? You don't see people doing that. And people were telling me, oh, I'm crazy, I'm wasting my time, all the other negative influxes trying to impact me on my decision. So, in this strategy, you're supposed to block all the negative thought, just focus on what you are doing. So, that's what I did. I started my free tutoring initiative, and to that point, we were able to spread to 1,500 students and 150 plus volunteers in a year. So, keeping that in mind, I was able to help students' families who were hurt financially during the COVID pandemic time, and I was also able to help myself because it was good when I saw I was helping other people and other people were benefiting from my services. So, it was a win-win overall. So, this is kind of a organizer when I was a freshman. I was sad and jealous, and I went to helping members in the community and friends to become happy, which helped me overall. So, applying this strategy just overall helped me. And here's a quote I have: strong people don't put others down, they only lift them up. So, yeah, questions.
Thank you for that presentation, Sai. It was really interesting to hear about, because I think we talked about this as we were setting up. My first question was, can you tell us about your journey to thinking win-win? And I was going to ask, like, with Five Eye. So do you have how are things now that you have created this amazing service, even with everyone saying that's crazy, why are you offering this free service? Probably, with everything as a teen, you probably had extracurricular things that you could be doing. That's not this. So where are you now with that? Have you come to terms with where you are right now?
Yeah, so I can first start off when I was a freshman. I wasn't really well, informed with my school. I didn't partake in many activities, and I wasn't enjoying the clubs I was in with my friends because they were just doing what they were interested in, but I wasn't interested in it. So when I took off with this tutoring initiative, we were able to go, speak with influential figures like the lieutenant governor and volunteer NC and Roy Cooper himself. So we went to see many influential figures and even, go and do partnerships with like the Well and many other community organizations. So keeping that in retrospect, I never had this thought of going this far, but I always wanted to help other people, and this was helping me overall. So those two, forces kind of collided and worked together.
Yes, that's amazing to see that. And guys, if you have any questions, you can go ahead and put it in the chat. I do have questions for Sai. So that was my first one. Here's my second one. What are some ways that you avoid competing and comparing yourself to others around you? Because like I said, surely you could be doing anything else. And, there are other organizations or other places that do free tutoring and all those other things. So what are some ways that you avoid competing and comparing?
Yeah, so first, I would say that whenever I was, competing with another person and they did better than me, I always saw myself getting mad at that. And it was taking me nowhere. I was just getting mad and, I would do worse the next time instead of being happy. That factor of being happy and keeping that mentality makes you do better in the future. So that's what I saw. I realized that, oh, they actually worked hard for that grade, so they actually deserve that grade. And if I worked harder, I could have done better too. So you need to think about, oh, it's not like, it's unfair because they did better, but you have to respect them and you also have to cherish them for what they have done.
Yeah, definitely. So for my last question, what advice do you have for teens as they begin their think win-win journeys?
hmm Okay, so I would say that just focus on yourself because no one told me to do this tutoring initiative at first, and I just kept on going and to the point where, you're recognized by many other key influential figures. So, one, just do whatever is in your interest and take it to like however far you want to because instead, many people do have this ability to go and create an organization and impact so many people, but instead they just go and join like a key club event and like go volunteer at a race one time and that's it. But if you have that thought and you have that desire to go pursue something, don't care about what other people are saying and try to help as many people as possible if you have that thought.
So what about if, when you're talking about helping other people, what about knowing your limits and understanding your limits, your limitations, maybe limitations is a bad word. It's not a great word to say, but as a teen that may be overscheduled, but also wants to like change the world or do something incredibly awesome like you did. What do you have to say about, what advice do you have to give about limitation?
Okay, so I personally kind of inherently know my limitations. It's something that I don't kept there. Like I keep goals in place, so after every month I want to do this certain type of accomplishment. I don't go set my bar way too high on saying, "Oh, I want to like meet the president or anything," but I try to like accomplish just having that main fundamental of helping people, like my neighbors or seeing the joy when I help like another family with free tutoring. So that's kind of if that answers your question.
Yes, it does. It absolutely does.
Mhm.
So, Sai, I think your parents were going to join us.
Yeah, my dad's right here. Hi.
Yes.
Hi. Hi, Walker.
Hi, Dad.
Yeah.
So we have some parents that are most likely here.
Okay.
What advice do you have to give to parents to encourage their student to think win-win? Do you have any advice for them?
Definitely, right? Sometimes when they bring up the idea, try to kind of discuss openly and kind of understand what exactly he wants to do. And sometimes the teens are like they might not equip it all the kind of the resources what exactly they need. And maybe you can try to help them, try to provide like what do they need, maybe write some extra contacts or introduce to somebody else. Like uh, you have some of your neighbors or maybe your friends, they might be an expert in certain area kind of, right? If you let them connect them and they can kind of guide them, and from there they can make their connections and they can grow further. That's the one thing definitely. And also try to kind of motivate, right? So don't discourage them. Let's give them an opportunity and see, right? Sometimes initially might be you might not think like they're going to success, or maybe right that effort what are they putting, how far it can go, but always try to encourage them and make sure, right? So give them like a positive. I know like high school is really stressful, they have a lot of things to do. So much crazy schedules. Yeah, we have to ask them to like a balance little bit here and there and remind them what their other activities and like try to kind of help them as much as possible. Yeah.
So how do you feel? Are you proud of Sai and all that he has accomplished through Five Eye? Was it easy for you to understand what he was doing, or did you have some doubts about what he was doing?
Um, Definitely, right. Of course, I'm proud of like whatever he's achieving. Initially, when I brought up that idea, kind of right, I was thinking. So the basically I'm like a shy person, kind of right. I'm an introvert. Generally, I have like right difficult thing of public speaking and kind of socializing with other people. Some skills kind of lagging those kind of a skill, right? Basically, so when I try to kind of presented him initially, his character also similar to that. He was like like introvert. He was not talking much outside. I had very close knit friends, and then when he brought that idea, so like, I thought like, okay, it might provide an opportunity, like if he can completely talk to all these different kind of a people. Many people are really good and kind of they're willing to help. Only thing is you have to connect them and motivate them, and you have to explain, you have to sell your idea, what exactly you want to do, right? So
Right.
then I realized that that helped Soy a lot, really, really a lot. What he said, like the win-win, right? Exact same thing. The when I saw him like in ninth grade, like a freshman year, and like right after like 10th grade, 11th grade, especially the COVID time, you cannot go anywhere. You are like right, stick to your screens, and you see blah blah so much other complications. Instead of that, he's productively spending his time and make good impact. So when I got a call from like Lieutenant Governor office, like, oh, amazing. We're like immigrants to this country, like right, first level immigrants. I don't have any connections here. Like that made me really proud and happy. So kind of everything he done himself. Yeah.
I am so proud. I'm so happy to hear that. I was
Yeah.
so happy to hear that. Oh, so we do have some questions in the chat. So
Sure.
Pierce, Sai, who you know, Pierce has said, Sai, how have you balanced still being a student, running Phi Bi, and also still having fun?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, one thing I have done was establish a Google Calendar. So, I know a bunch of adults do this, but I don't see any teens actually having a calendar because at first I always had like those calendar books and I just wrote in it once and never used it again. And actually having a Google Calendar, I could see how much time I have in a day and what to use it for because if I have an assignment due at like 8 o'clock, I can move it to like 7 and 6 and finish it earlier than I just don't do anything for the other 2 hours. And it's a good way to manage and produce my time.
Nice. So what I hear Sai saying is that he habit number 3 puts first things first. Remember, guys, that we talked about this last week. We talked about prioritizing and time management. And that's what he uses so that he can fit all of these things in and that he's spending the most appropriate time where he needs to. So not just overdoing it himself and still have time for school, Phi Bi, and fun. So we have another question to build on that. Do you find Phi Bi fun or does it feel like a job?
To be honest, it feels fun because that's the only way you can make it grow faster and bigger. Because if you find it fun, because honestly, when I see someone get the service, like and not having to pay $70 to $80 an hour, it feel great for actually creating an impact. So on a bigger scale, helping over 1,500 students in the past year, it just you get a joy from helping that many people and being a good like role model in your community. So I see it as a fun job, and I don't really complain, working this much on it.
Nice. So I definitely believe you are a role model here. We have someone that says that's very inspiring. Just what you have done, what you have accomplished. Mr. Maradugu, all that you've said about how you're proud of your son and how you've seen the change, that is very inspiring for us when we think about this habit. So thank you so much for bringing this into like from practicality to reality. We can see how this habit has played itself out in your lives. And it is really amazing. It's really inspiring. Do you have any final words before we close up today?
Yeah, so I know many students out there, you have the ability to create a change and you can go start your own initiative. Like, find a problem in the community, think about the problems, and find a way on how to solve it because you can end up creating a big impact because no one told me how much I could have been a normal tutor and just done nothing. But, having your own initiative, taking it further, scaling it to a different level, it creates a wider impact. So I just encourage a lot of you young guys just like me to start your own initiative.
Nice. Anything for the parents, Mr. Maradugu?
Nothing. At least right when the kids come to you, at least try to listen them and try to encourage and try to hook up with a couple of your friends. Sometimes, right, like especially dealing with the teens is really difficult. There are always like a generation gap, and the way you talk immediately it can turn into like a argument, right? So what I was doing, I was trying to kind of connect with couple of my friends. That way, kind of, right, instead of talking to me, that's difficult for always the conversation going in wrong direction. Instead of that, let's talk to them. Then I can connect to my friends later and let's see, right, how he's thinking, whether he's in the right direction or not, or maybe
Nice.
right, like kind of a feedback. That helped me a lot.
Nice. I love this. I love the relationship that you two have and the support. It is really, it's pouring out of the screen. It really is. So thank you guys so much. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for sharing your story and how it relates to Think Win-Win. Yes, so everybody, I just want to say something about what Sai said. Like you can create your own initiative. You can make change. If you want to hang out with Sai and his folks, then come on over to the well. Shameless plug. Sign up for our free tutoring. We also offer Advocacy in Action, which is a program if you are interested in creating initiatives or figuring out how to be a better youth advocate, figuring out how to get involved. Amelia just put the link in the chat. And Sai just put his email address in the chat, just in case you want to email him and let him know, like, Sai, I have all these questions. I couldn't ask them here, but I need to know more about what you're doing or how to get involved or how you did it. Then go ahead and reach out to Sai. This has been an amazing night. Thank you all for coming out. And I hope that we see you on Thursday, where we talk about habit number 5, seek first to understand and then to be understood. Thank you again, everybody. And I'll see you on Thursday. Have a good night.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.